It's cold. I live in Michigan. It's very cold. It's time for our meeting. It's the Weight Watcher Freestyle. We had a lot of people, a lot of new people at our meeting today. It was kind of funny because I always sit in the same seat, and there was two ladies. I guess they must have joined last week, or maybe they joined a couple weeks ago. I don't remember seeing them before. But when I was going, I always put my coat and all that by my chair before I go get weighed in. And she says, well, I know this is where you usually sit, but my mother and I are sitting here today. I said, I don't care. It don't matter to me. I'll sit somewhere else. I think she's trying to start a fight or something. I don't know. It doesn't matter where I sit. I always sit in the back. I don't know why. When you go to church, you sit in the back of the church. At least I do. When my kids were little, we always sat in the front of the church because I didn't want them to say they didn't know what was going on. We sat right in the front row. We were in the front row. But anyway, let's talk about our book today. Well, first of all, I'll start off. I had a 2-pound loss. I was so happy. I now weigh 244.8 with a total loss of 59.4. And look, I got another star, like a child, like a small child. I like putting the little stars on my book, and I had 2 there. This is my 8th week in a row that I've had a loss. 8 weeks. That's that many. I'm so happy. Like I said, we didn't talk too much about the book. Well, somewhat about the book, but not too much. But I like the quote, 365 new days, 365 new chances. As I've said before, and I'll say it over and over like a mantra, that it's only one day. If you screw up today, get right back on the horse tomorrow, because if you let it go on a day, like my old Sandy in the past, if I screwed up, I'd start on a Monday. Everybody starts on a Monday, but I'd start on a Monday, and then maybe by Tuesday or Wednesday, even Thursday, if I've screwed up, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to wait till Monday, and I'll start again. And then in the meantime, I gained more weight, and then I had to lose more weight in the long run. Now, I just say, you know, I screwed up, and that was yesterday. Today's a new day. I am really proud of the fact that I've had 8 weeks in a row of a loss, but I know who I am, and somewhere along the line, I'm going to stumble. We all stumble. It's a fact of life. If everybody was to lose weight all the time, there'd be no fat people. It just, you know, it's just the way it is. And I know who I am. And I think until you accept who you are and really begin to know who you are, you're never going to lose weight. You can never lose weight for someone else. You can only lose it for yourself. And you have to realize where your triggers are, what's going to set you off, you know, what's going to disappoint you in life. And once you do all that, you just know. I'm really proud of the fact I had a stressful day the other day, and the old Sandy would have turned to food. And I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. It's just not worth it. And I have cake in the freezer, and I eat frozen cake. I love frozen cake. So I could have very easily just got that piece of cake, and it would have satisfied me for the moment. I would have felt really good, but then I would have felt guilty afterwards. And so it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. I only eat 2 meals a day. I know that you should eat 3, but it's a trigger for me. I know that if I eat 3 meals, I'm going to think that I'm always hungry, because when I eat 3 meals, I am hungrier, and it just leads me to eat more food that I don't really need. So as long as it's working for me, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. What do I say? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I guess. Is that the saying? Whatever. You know what I mean. So anyway, let's get into the book right away, because like I said, we've so many new members, they probably just, not probably, they did. I was there, I know. They just really talked about the program, and it was kind of like a review. But the first page says, freedom! Meet your new program. Weight Watcher Freestyle gives you the freedom to eat from a list of delicious, satisfying foods without tracking or measuring them. It gives you the flexibility to eat what you want and when you choose it, and eat the foods you love. That doesn't mean that you still can go in excess. I know that, you know, like people, like you can eat as much chicken as you want and stuff like that, but do you really want to eat like a 10-ounce chicken breast? You know, I know that before it was like a 4-ounce chicken breast, which really was more than enough for me. But, you know, if you need to, you can eat it. But you have to realize that you need to be eating other stuff too. Even though you can eat as much like tuna and chicken and eggs and, you know, turkey breast and things like that, you still need to get your fruits and vegetables in. You still do need to get some fats in, and you still need to get some carbohydrates and stuff. You just got to have a well-balanced meal. And that's really what it is just a well-balanced meal. I incorporate breads into my meals, and I have butter and peanut butter. It's just you have to know how much you can have and just limit it the amount that you do. I put like a teaspoon of, oh, I whistled there. Did you hear that? I put I did it again, a teaspoon of peanut butter on my toast, which is just like a thin little layer, but it's just enough that you're not eating a dry piece of toast. I could eat a dry piece of toast. I don't have a problem with that. Put me in jail with bread and water, I'd be on my way because I love bread. I just love bread. But it's not good. It's not that it's not good for you. You just have to pick and choose the right kind of breads, the whole grains, which I do like. And you can even get like enriched white bread now, I think. I like white bread, like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on white bread. I couldn't tell you last time I had a peanut butter, but you'd have to use more than a teaspoon of peanut butter, and so that would be a lot of points. Forget I said that. Forget it. But it just like, peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It sounds good. Anyway, you can use your successful Smart Point system to guide you towards healthier choices. And even though there's no food off limits, I still have candy and cake and cookies and things like that. I just figure them into my points. I really do. I did a grocery haul the other day, and I showed you that I bought Hershey Kisses. And 3 little kisses are 3 points. If you put them in your mouth and just savor them rather than eat them, it really makes a difference. If you just were to suck on a kiss, it's just a chocolate kiss. I don't know if people around the world have Hershey Kisses, but I'm sure they do. I think that's a worldwide brand. But anyway, it takes a couple minutes to finish just one of them. If you chew it, put it in your mouth, chew it, swallow it, it's done. And you really don't have a memory of even tasting it. But if you put it in your mouth and just kind of like roll it around and that, it lasts a long time. And then by the time you have the third one, you really are satisfied. At least in my case, I really am satisfied. It also tells you what to do to jump in. And what they tell you is there's 3 basic steps. And the first one is the Weight Watcher Freestyle program makes healthy choices available and simple. And you just have to know that if you make a smart choice, it's gonna work for you. It really is. You want to track your points. They told us in our meetings today that a lot of people are really kind of disgusted with the program because they said, you know, they can eat so much chicken and stuff like, and they're not really losing the weight because they're going crazy eating too much of everything else. If you feel more comfortable measuring and weighing stuff out, do it. You know, what she had suggested is like, let's say you could have as much chicken breast as you want, and you weigh your chicken breast and it's like 10 ounces. I'm just taking that as an example. And so she said, like the old program would tell you, you could only eat 4 ounces. Eat like what you think is like 4 ounces of it, and then eat your vegetables or whatever else you have on your plate, and then go back to the chicken. And if you don't have any, if you need to finish it, finish it at that point. But if you want to cut back, then cut back. And just save the chicken and for the next day. I always, when I make chicken, I always make 2 chicken breasts because I always have the one day, and then the next day I will cut it up and put it in a salad. If they're really big chicken breasts, I'll eat them for like 3 days, and I'll just like make a chicken taco or something. There's so many things you can do with chicken. I love chicken. I can, you know, spit out feathers because I eat so much chicken. But I never get tired of it. So, and if you track your points, it really is going to help you lose weight. I know it says like it's 0 points, but you have to have some sense about you that even though it's 0 points, you still got to incorporate some points into your system as far as with your breads and your grains and your fats, like I had mentioned earlier, because your body needs a well-balanced meal. It needs all the nutrients from all the different food choices that you can have. And by choosing different things that you're going to get your points in, because a lot of people were complaining that they can't get enough points in. As long as you're 10 under or 5 over, you're in the safe zone. And I, for the past week, was a little like, I think I was between 6 and 9 points under. And I was full for the day, so I didn't have a problem with it. I really didn't. And the last thing that tells you that if you attend the first 4 meetings, it'll set you up for success. Not everybody joins Weight Watchers. Everybody's on their own plan. But I think that if you set your own meeting times with yourself, pick a day that you're going to, it doesn't have to be a Monday, although mine are always a Monday, but pick a day and pick a time and wear the same clothes. So I pretty much on Saturdays when I go to my meetings, I wear the same sweatpants and like a light shirt, and that's just what I wear. But anyway, when you're at home, pick a time, pick a place like in your scale. Everybody has that scale that if you put it over in this corner, you weigh like this amount of weight, but if you put it over in that corner, you lost a little bit more weight, but if you put it over there, you could pick one spot, and that's the spot you're going to weigh in every week. And once you weigh yourself, write it down in a little, you can get those little pocket calendars at the at Staples, or they have them free all over the place in January, the little calendars, and just write down what you weighed and watch what you eat for the week, and then next week weigh at the same time with the same clothes at the same spot, and that's your commitment to losing weight. And like I said, if you don't have a loss, don't say, well, what's the point? You know, it's you're not going to lose every week. I've been very fortunate that I've lost for the last 8 weeks. It's going to come to an end. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I know it's going to come to an end, but that doesn't mean it's going to be the end of my journey. It's just going to be the end of my streak, and I'll just start a new streak up. Because even like baseball and football, people have like this streak going, but somewhere along the line they lose, and they have to start again. And that's what you just got to do. You just have to know to start again right away. That's all. The Think Again page is the unhelpful thought. Okay, here we go again. It's January and I'm going to try to lose weight once again. We'll see how it goes this time. But the helpful thought is, it's January and I want to start losing weight again. But this time along the way, I'm going to change my thinking and I'm going to change how I'm eating. I'll get it into my head that I can do this. I'm going to get my head into the game. I'm excited to start this year off right in a helpful frame of mind. And that's the whole point. You have to have the right frame of mind. And the unhelpful thought is, you might think, I'm excited about the Weight Watcher Freestyle program with less tracking and more flexibility, but what will I lose weight if I don't track every bite? I'm not sure. I trust that it works. But the helpful thought is, I'm so excited about the Weight Watcher Freestyle program. Sure, I'm nervous about less tracking, but I'll stay mindful about what I eat. And I'll trust the process. It's worked for others, and it can work for me. And like I said, if it doesn't work for you, then go back to tracking. Nobody's got a gun to your head saying that you can't track. You know, just, that was a terrible analogy. Oh well. And then how do you do freestyle? This is what I like. I plan ahead. If I have a party to go to, I eat more 0-point foods and stock up on my rollovers to enjoy the party. Jim and I are going to the Outback tonight. I've already tracked my meal. I know it's going to be like a heavy meal. It's going to be like 30 points because I'm getting everything that I want. So I'm going to have a light breakfast today. And then I have 23 smart points for the day and I have 46 weeklies. So I'm going to use my weeklies today and get right back on track tomorrow. And that's what you just got to do. You have to make sure you set positive goals and don't set unrealistic goals. Please don't set unrealistic goals, because if you set an unrealistic goal, you're not going to make it. I just strive to get into the next set of numbers, which is a 10-pound goal for me. If I do it, not if I do it. When I do it, I feel really good. But if I was to say, like I said, I even forgot what I weighed. 244.8. My own personal goal is to get down to 175. If I was to think I got to lose another 70 pounds, I'm never going to do it. But if I think a pound at a time, that's what I'm going to do. 10 pounds each time, each set of numbers, it's going to get me there. So I hope the meeting was helpful for you. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Someone had asked me about getting the book if you're an online member. I asked my leader, she said you'd have to check on the weightwatchers.com under the meeting guides, and there might be some information for you on that. I know that there's probably something because Kim from the Fit and Fabulous Mamas usually does put a link on her channel when she does her review of the book, but I apologize, I don't know. So I hope the meeting helped you. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. If not, leave a comment, hit the like button, and I will see you next Saturday.